Hey, Broken Arrow, it is Friday. I hope you're having a great day. Well, today was our last QBS video, Quarantine Bible School. And today our kids were learning about what it means to be selfless like Jesus, to put others first. They were learning about humility. James in the New Testament, James chapter 4, verse 10 says this, "Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up." I found three of my favorite quotes about humility. The first is from C.S. Lewis, who said this, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less." Now, Mother Teresa, certainly one of the great Christian heroines of the last century, she wrote a book called The Joy in Loving, A Guide to Daily Living. And here's some of her tips on humility. She writes this, "These are the few ways we can practice humility. To speak as little as possible of oneself, to mind one's own business, not to want to manage other people's affairs, to avoid curiosity, to accept contradictions and correction cheerfully, to pass over the mistakes of others, to accept insults and injuries, to accept being slighted, forgotten, and disliked, to be kind and gentle even under provocation, never to stand on one's dignity, to choose always the hardest." Finally, here's a quote from Abraham Lincoln, who said this, "I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day." That all lines up with what James says, when we are to humble ourselves, and then God will lift us up. When we're tempted to puff ourselves up, let's look at the example of Jesus, who took the form of a servant, who washed his disciples' feet, who went to the cross for you and for me. Have a great weekend. Make sure you join us Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. It's Father's Day. Join us on Facebook or YouTube for our worship time together. And remember, God is good all the time.